Hey everybody, TheNfmpunk here, bringing you a brand new Let's Play. It's a Squaresoft game, and it's actually Final Fantasy VIII for the PlayStation 1. Obviously you can play this on the PlayStation 2, and you just pop the PS1 disc into the PS2. It's also a downloadable game on the PlayStation 3 and also for PSP. Actually, so is Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy IX also. I was gonna do a Kirby game, but I decided to wait because I'm doing Kirby Return to Dreamland on Much Games Guides with Cole, Colette, and Newfie Bongo. I was gonna do Sonic Adventure, but the only difference is with Sonic Adventure the game runs fine, everything comes out fine, but once I render my videos, they're 500 and 600 megs, and I'm not waiting like a while to upload 500 and 600 megs, so unless I can find a way of compressing them without losing anything, I'm going to hold off on that. So I'm doing a Final Fantasy game on Much Games Guides 7, so I figured on this channel I'm going to do Final Fantasy VIII. Final Fantasy VIII is really I can't say overrated game because it's not. It's underrated, really underrated game. A lot of people, didn't really think it was nearly as good as 7, which is true. 7 is probably one of the best games in the series. So is number 6. I love Final Fantasy 6 with Kefka, and I am going to eventually do 6. Also, Final Fantasy 10 is a nice one. Final Fantasy 9 is a good one. I don't like 11 because it's online. It's a multiplayer online one. Don't like it. 12 was good. 13 was good. 14, I haven't played it. It's out for PC. It's coming out for PS3 and 360 eventually. But anyway, they really upped the graphics in Final Fantasy VIII compared to Final Fantasy VII. As you can tell, the cinematics are better. Like the music is cool. It's got a different battle. They got the active time battle, but like 7 does. But it's don't have the material system. It has something else. Just like 9 doesn't have the material system either that 7 had. And it doesn't have the system that 8 has. As you can tell, one of these guys is the main character, the guy in black. His default name is Squall. Squall Lionheart, actually. And it's Saphir. He's rival. I've always liked this opening. It's really been cool. Who's this mysterious girl, too? That's wearing blue. Alright, he just gets sliced in the face like that and, gets up right away. Typical, video game. It's like Final Fantasy VII when Cloud falls a couple of times, like at the macro reactor. Number 5, he falls and lands in the slums. You're like, that fall should have killed you. It should have killed you, but for some reason it didn't. Well, that cut wouldn't have killed him, but at least, blinded him. Obviously, like I said, the guy in black, Squall, is a lone wolf. He cares about no one else but himself. It doesn't really matter what you say to that. The control scheme's a little bit different, too. It's not the same controls as Final Fantasy VII. Although you can change the control screen. I'm pretty confident you can. So, taking it easy next time you hear. Yeah, doctor. Looks like your eyes are focusing. So apparently he did have... now I'm not gonna name him after my real name, and I'm not gonna name him Squall. I could try to put in TheNfmpunk, but instead, I'm just gonna put him, for short, we're gonna put him Punk. Yeah, I know, he's a punk. So, we're just gonna put him Punk. And apparently, that whole opening scene with me and that other guy were fighting, that was training. And like I said, his name is Saphir. Then Saphir won't listen. Why don't you ignore him? Just can't run away from him. Well, don't get hurt in the process. Let's see, your instructor is Quistis. Ah, yes, the Quistis. Come get your student. Yes, yes. His injuries downstairs. It'll probably leave a scar. Right. Now, please come by. So this game is actually 4 discs. Final Fantasy VII was 3. 8 and 9 were 4 discs. And 10 was just 1 disc because, you know, they don't use CDs. When they went to PS2, they used DVDs. So they hold more space. Like I said, the cutscenes are a lot better in this too than probably in FF7. Remember, FF7 was released shortly after the PlayStation 1 came out. You know, well, within the first year of it being out, so, you know, as video game designers, you know, get used to the system. They can find out and harness its true power. I've heard rumors that actually PS3 and 360, some of the games that are out today, are not even using the full potential of the system. Apparently today's the field exam. Now, we are actually in something called Balam Garden. It's actually a mercenary force that go out on missions, you know, that they're hired for. There's a few gardens around the world. Punk's more, yeah, he's more complex than you think. Actually, he's quite similar to me in reality. I'm more complex than some people think. Now, if people on Much Games Gods who are watching this video are probably going to say, not really. Yeah, because you know me so well. But people that don't know me well, I can be a little bit complicated. I can be stubborn. I can be a pain in the ass. And that's what this guy is. It's none of your business. So she finishes his sentence. You don't have to do nothing here. It's just a cutscene. I've always liked the music for this game too. Like I've always stated, this will be won't be like a 100% walkthrough. I'm gonna miss things in it. I do know how to get like everything in it. I used to own the official strategy guide. I don't know whatever happened to that. I actually bought this game, I think, the day it came out for the PlayStation when it first came out. That's back in the 1990s. I think it was 98, if I'm right. Because I know 2000 was Final Fantasy IX, so it was 98, 99. And, anyway. I went up to my local Blockbuster, which doesn't exist anymore now, actually. And, yeah. That's Blockbuster's gone now up there, but that's where I bought it to. I don't own the actual physical copy anymore. I do have this on as an emulator game, but I also have it on my PS3. Why didn't I record this off of PS3, not emulator? The file size is probably going to be smaller when recording off emulator. Those not participating for the who failed the exam last week are remaining here in study hall. So in order to go on these missions for CNET, you have to, you know, pass a field exam and become a seed member. So we have to meet at 1600 hours, and for you non-military people, that's 4 p.m. So 4 p.m. Any questions? Oh, and Sophia, yeah, you're gonna get lectured. Do not injure your partner while training. In other words, don't injure Punk again. And Sophia, he's a hothead. Field exam participants, I will see you later. And I'm assuming Quistis needs to talk to me. So, but before that, sit back down at your terminal, and here you're gonna get your first 2 summons. Well, they're not called summons in this game, but they essentially are summons. They're called Guardian GFs for short, which in the long term stands for Guardian Force. Quizzico and Shiva. Quizzico is a lightning based attack, and Shiva, well, if you played any Final Fantasy before, Shiva, or some people pronounce it Shiva, same thing, is ice. you can actually name your Guardian Forces. But in this game, I'm actually going to keep all my Guardian Forces their default names. Another thing that you're going to find, and it's a little bit annoying in this, is that you can only name this, only 3 characters in this game you can name. Besides God, I'm not counting the Guardian Forces. Squall, and 2 other characters, which I'm not going to release their names right now, unless I go spoiler alert, but no. There's 2 other characters later in the game. One's a main character, one's a sub-character. And if you get those 2, well, you will get those 2 characters automatically. They're not optional. Actually, none of the characters in this game are optional. Every character you get, main party member in this game you get, is automatically. There's no optional characters. It's not like Final Fantasy VII with ability. So, I know how to do all this. So, let me explain to you a bit about the junctioning system, shall we? Junctioning system is... a lot of people don't like this system, actually. I kind of love this system, if you know what you're doing. Like I said, Final Fantasy VII has a material system, and 9 has a different system, which I can't remember the name of it right now, but when we get to that LP, which will be an LP, I'll explain that. Anyway, the junctioning system works for every single character that you use. What you do is, you junction, in this case, a Guardian Force. You can have multiple. There is no MP in this game, by the way. I'll explain that after. So right now, I have 2. You'll notice that magic and spirit are there. If I had any magic, I can actually junction magic. And yes, I said there's no MP. But, let me get to that. They actually are going to explain this, but instead of having Quistis explain this in a bit, I'll explain it. What you can do is, an ability, there's magic, Guardian Force, draw. Right now I don't have item use. Which means right now, if you go into a battle, the options you would have will be attack, which is physical attack, magic, summon, or draw. What draw is, you draw magic. It doesn't cost anything. You go to an enemy, you draw, and most of the game you're going to get question marks because you don't know what the magic is. As you progress through the game, you'll find out what each magic is, and you draw the magic from the monsters. And that's how you get your abilities up, and that's how you get your magic attacks. Like I said, there is no MP. So when we do get a chance to go to the fire caverns, which you're going to go now, Quistis is going to explain the whole system. So, I'm going to let Quistis explain it. Also, so I'll explain a bit of it, and you can put it on everything, like your strengths, your magic, your spirit, you name it, you can put it on it, and it's not just fire, ice, anything like that. Right now, ability, switch, and save are like, I can't use them right now. Off means it removes all junction. And ability is like, strength plus 10, or strength plus 20, or ribbon, or something like that, More on that later. As we progress through the game, as I progress through the game and you watch this LP, you will quickly grasp what you can do here. Now, I can be a jerk and say, nothing, or are you okay? I'll at least say, are you okay? He's not totally heartless. There. And she laughs and says she's fine. Oh, sorry, I was kind of in a hurry. Yes, I think she just come from that class, actually. And yes, homeroom is over. Like I said, it's a military force academy, pretty much. And I did say there was multiple gardens, so she came from a different garden. Really, I don't have time, because I have to go to meet Quistis at the front gate and go to the fire cavern, but if you're nice to this girl here, it kind of helps later in the game. So, anyway. Plus, I can explain to you guys a little bit more about Balam Garden. That is the name of this place, Balam Garden, by the way. So let's just take the elevator. Also, you'll notice that that girl is walking behind me, right? Unless you're on the world map, this is different. But in this game, the characters actually run behind you. They follow you. They're not like Final Fantasy VII where they go into you. They actually walk physically behind you. Which I actually like that feature better than Final Fantasy VII's where they, go inside. Anyway, here's a terminal that explains like the layout of Balam Garden. On the first floor, that is. So, the dormitory is Balam Garden is pretty big. It's a good idea to check and find out what you do. So she has a question already. Jeez. How do you use this? Move the cursor and press the X button to select. So pretty much the dormitory is your bedroom where you can sleep and get changed and all that shit. Majority of students live in their dorms. But there are some students that do come in, commute from like other towns now. You can rest and get changed in there. North Block cafeteria, that's where you can get food. There's always a big rush for the hot dogs, apparently. Parking, obviously. That's self-explanatory. We usually take the garden car when we go on our missions. The front gate is located to the south. And like I said already, he has to go meet Instructor Quistis. Well, in this case, I'm going to call it Quistis. Quad, that's the garden festival, and apparently the school is on the committee. And he just blows it off and pretty much goes, Infirmary, that's where we started off with Squall waking up in that bed with a cut on his face, which is going to leave a nasty scar. What's the doctor's name? Kawasaki, Cadillac, or whatever the hell it is, I don't care. The East Block, that's training, it's only open at nighttime apparently. And the real monsters. So, you can end up dead. So, pretty much be careful. And the library. Study. Yep, I remember that one. Okay. And the headmaster's on the 3rd floor. But you need special permission to pretty much get that. Headmaster said, now I was just about to say that every Final Fantasy game I've ever played has some kind of Sid in the game. 7 got Sid as a party member. 8 got him as a headmaster of the school. 9, well, I'm gonna spoil it for you, but 9 he is actually pretty much not a king, but he's he's in charge of the city pretty much. Then 10 he's like a rebel or whatever, part of like a group, and then so on and so on. And then the previous games also is in it. Every now and then you'll see people like Biggs and Wedge too. The ones from Final Fantasy. There you go. Right. 7. There's usually not Jesse, but almost every game has a Sid, Biggs, or Wedge. There's always like a Sid. I don't know why, they just like having a Sid around. So, yeah. Let's go down the steps here. Another neat thing is over here. See that little purple, pink, well, kind of pinkish. They're called draw points. This is where you can actually, if you're not in battle, you can actually draw magic. The only thing is, you have to have the ability. I'll draw. And the only person who can draw right now is Punk. There. Now, before I go on, remember back in the junction system, if I had it like this, I mean, I can't draw. But right now I can't draw anywhere. And no one can draw because it's empty. If I got someone there and they don't have the ability to draw equipped, then they can't draw. But if I got more than one party member in the party, say it was like me, Quist, and say Quist was party, it was me and Quist, I don't have it draw equipped, but she does, then yes, you could still draw. But only Quist, the only person's name that would come up wouldn't be Punk and Quist, it'd just be Quistis. So anyway, let's talk to Quistis and then we'll get prepared to go to the fire caverns. I have a few things to explain before we head off. So she's pretty much going to talk about the Guardian Forces, the GFs, and the junction system, which I already pretty much gave you a quick tutorial. So anyway, this is the junction tutorial. So, I'll read it out for you. Junction enables characters to power up and use abilities. Like I said, magic and spirit. Two examples there. This means a guiding force must be junction in order for the powers up and use abilities. Now that's obvious. So let's begin by junctioning a GF. Right now, no GF is junction because everything's grayed out and none says attack. All commands in gray cannot be selected because you don't have anything junction. Once junction is selected, the guardian and magic commands appear. Since no GF is junction, magic is just grayed out. That's junction GF by just selecting GF. So you just select GF. Notice how Ifrit is. That kind of gives you a spoiler of that. Yes, we are going to get to some Ifrit. Oh yes, I forgot to mention that earlier. When you junction GF, you can actually see its abilities by pressing the square button. I did fail to mention that. So some of the abilities are like HP J, Vital J, Magic, Draw, GF, Item, and Magic 20. Granted, this is a tutorial, so you're probably not going to start off with all those abilities, but you probably will get some of them. Especially Magic, GF, and Draw. And Item are usually there. When Quizzicoat is selected, now you got it. See how HP and Vital, its abilities. HP, J, and Vital J are now there, so you can actually equip Magic to HP and Vitality to bring up those stats. But since you don't have Magic, we'll move on. Setting abilities. So, I already explained this part. This is where Magic, GF, Draw, and Item are right now. You can get other ones too, like Recover, Kamikaze is one. Oh, there's so many. Ones you can get. You can have a total of 5. The maximum is 4 non-con. Yeah, so the maximum would be like that. So you can have up to 7, really. Depending on what you got. Let's get some abilities. First, select the slot. Top window is for command, the abilities join battle. And mag. See, like I said, something like strength 20, magic 20. There you go. Party abilities. That's for character and party abilities. That's what the bottom part's for. The top is for like attacks. Command abilities. So, it's pretty straightforward. It's not hard. It can get frustrating. Sometimes you gotta junction things and take it off and put it on different people and switch around some. Since there's no magic currently there, let me put in the draw command. When the empty slot is chosen, you can obviously move the cursor to the right and pick one you want and select it. So now you can draw. You don't have to have it in the order I have attack, magic, GF, draw. You can actually have it. And like she got draw, then you can put in like magic, GF. If you want. It doesn't matter. And see, that's what she got. And then she's gonna put it on. She's not even gonna use magic. You're saying, okay, that's weird. You're gonna have to draw, but you don't have magic. Yes, but there is another thing you can do with the draw command. It's not just draw and store it. You can actually cast draw or draw cast. Draw cast, yeah. So pretty much this is gonna be like the main part of the game. Then once I get to the file cavern, I'll probably stop the video there, and then in the second part, I will do the fire cavern. And the aftermath of that. Abilities have now been set. Now, I probably will, after I stop the video, go off camera and pick up some magic, like fight some enemies and draw some magic. Footage and probably do a little bit of level grinding. I will be doing that from time to time in the video. Sometimes in the video I might say, I'll meet you back at this place. And when I do that, I'm usually going off to buy some items, and I'm figuring I don't need to show you that. Or I'm going to say, screw it, I'm going to go level grind, because the next area is hard, and I'll come back and then explain any new abilities. There is limit breaks in this game. I'll explain that later too. Now you'll notice that I gotta take one of these off. There we go, because Quistis is going to need Sonic or GF. See, I'm so used to saying something because that's what's called Final Fantasy VII. It's called in the codes in 9 and Aeons in 10. Yeah, Aeons in 10. Other games I can't remember them all. Now, Go down to Guardian Forces here. Guardian Forces can learn things. Right now it's set to learn Summon Magic. So basically Summon Magic damage by 10. 40 AP. I can go health. I can go there. Boost is usually what I like to go with first. I'm definitely going to make boost a priority on Shiva. Because we're going to the Fire Caverns. And I can guarantee you... Oh wait, no. I can guarantee you that you're going to need ice. Okay, so let's head off to the Fire Caverns. So here's our first enemy of the game. And I will now do a demonstration of Drop. So with Drop, we already got Cure. So that's going to come up. Sorry about that lag. See how you got cast? You can actually cast it. Now for any enemy later in the game that has Blizzard, which is really Ice, that's what they call Iceness, Blizzard, it will be there from now on. And Scan is pretty much like the sense material in Final Fantasy VII. And apparently I got someone tweeting something about me. Twitter. Anyway, yeah, follow me on TheNfmpunk, by the way, on Twitter. There's also a neat little thing in this game. Every time you go up a level, these enemies can go up level too. Also, with Squall, he has a weapon called Gunblade. Just before the blade is going to strike the enemy, you can do a critical hit, and you can do it all the time. Press the R1 button for what we like to call the trigger. Anyway, I'm gonna stop the. You can pause like this. That's the cool thing about this game. You can pause like this on the field. You couldn't do that in 7. You can only do it in battle. Anyway, I'm going to pause the video and stop the video here, and in the next part, I'm going to go do some level training now. I'll go on and out, get some magic, mainly Cure, Scan, and Blizzard. Probably some fire too. And then in the next part, we will go over that one, that little caves too. We're going to go there, that's the Fire Caverns, and we'll take on the first mission of the game, which is the field exam. So this is TheNfmpunk signing off, saying thanks for watching part 1 of Final Fantasy VIII for the PlayStation 1, made by Squaresoft, which is now Square Enix. And you can download this game on your PlayStation 3 off the PlayStation Network, and also transfer it to a PSP. Or you can play it on the original PlayStation 1, or you can do what I did, find an emulator. Emu Paradise is a good site. You can get the emulator there, you can get the BIOS there, and you can get the ROM there. Or disc 1 of it. Anyway, see y'all in the next part. Goodbye, everyone.